So in today's project, I'm going to go in and redo my pantry. So this is kind of what I'm up against. It's pretty much just a 4x4 square pantry. But one of the things that I'm going to do today is I've ordered white garage backing for the back to cover it up, and it'll be chocolate pear when we're finished. But issue I'm running up against is the dimension across this back wall is 49 3/4. So I've ordered a corner shelf plus an 18-inch, which fits in here perfect, but as soon as I put the 1/4-inch backing, if I'm below 49 3/4 at any point in here, my shelves aren't going to fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a corner off this back corner panel, and I'll go show you that here in just a second. So what I'm going to do to go in and correct the problem we saw inside was I've set up this end panel, and you can see I'm doing 24-inch deep. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I also came in and set up my handsaw at about a 10-degree angle, and you can see I've tested this, but I have drawn a line down the center point pretty much of this panel, and I'm just going to use the saw and cut this corner off, and then this corner is going to fit into the area where the mud is doubled up in the corner, which will just pick up a little bit more space. I'm going more than the 1/4-inch that I need, so that if there's any spots that's a little bit tighter, I'll make sure that I can get a good tight fit, and now I don't have to cut any of my fixed or adjustable shelves. So here's the final piece. It ain't pretty, but it's going to work. I'll be able to go in and take this up against the wall. The other thing that it'll do is it should eliminate a lot of the gap that's on the front edge of the panel. Also, I'm going to do another little trick that will hopefully get it to fit a little more closely in the back corner too, so it doesn't rock so much against the walls. More later. The next step on my funky pantry install is I'm looking at this back corner, and I can see that I'm about 3 inches off the back where there's mud going in the corner. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put 1/4-inch backing in here, so I'm going to cut 2 3/4, maybe even 3 inches off of it, almost to the back system hole. And I'm going to try to get it so that in the panel, that corner is kind of floating out, and the upright in here will fit tighter against the corner, which will help me square up the pantry better. Okay, so here I am at my next phase, and you can see what I've done is I took 1/4-inch white garage backing, and I'm just hanging it off the wall, and I've seamed it behind each of the panels that are coming in here. So I've got chocolate pear coming in and on these sides, and I took the corners and they're down 3/4 of an inch or so, so that seam also is going to get hidden. But this is my crap corner piece. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the one where I'm cutting in the corner, so that's going to give me a little bit of room for float. And then the other thing that I've done is I've ripped down this corner panel to about 12 inches. 11, I didn't really look at it. I just went in and cut it to just behind that back. And so this panel is going to be floating in the corner. And then I'm going to come back around, and you'll notice too, the other thing that I used 24-inch deep panels on the sides just to cover any damage that there was to the wall. So this one I didn't have to do any patching, didn't have to do any painting, and it was a real easy fix to make it an existing closet going to look nice. So I'm pretty well done. It's just up to my wife to go in and finish. So as you can see, we got the white backing, and then when you go up high, you can see the old paint. And I think that white backing really came out sharp. Also, this, a little bit hard to see since it's chocolate pear, but I like the idea of this floating in the corner, we ended up going in and being pretty square throughout everything here, so that we don't really have many gaps in the back. If I would have done anything differently, I would have cut the side of this panel too. We ended up with, and part of it's, you know, as always, the squareness of the unit, where I think at the top I've got to have close to a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch gap up there. So it would have been nicer to kind of miter that corner to take that out. Otherwise, I like the way it ended up. And you can see how that 24-inch panel on the side ended up covering up most of the damage that was back in there. So there was no paint on this. It was just going in and installing it. And I ended up getting close on the seams, so those kind of disappeared, so that you really have a nice finished look.